G-Unit is an American hip-hop group originating from South Jamaica, Queens, New York, formed by longtime friends and East Coast rappers 50 Cent, Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks. The group released their debut album Beg for Mercy, in 2003, which went on to sell over 2 million copies in the US and was certified double platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album, which followed the success of 50 Cent's major label debut Get Rich or Die Tryin, served as a platform for Banks, Buck and Yayo to release their respective debut solo albums, The Hunger for More, Straight Outta Cashville and Thoughts of a Predicate Felon. In 2008, the group released their second album TOS. During Tony Yayo's imprisonment, the group recruited Tennessee-based rapper Young Buck, who was featured throughout the Beg for Mercy album. In late 2004, California-based rapper The Game was also added to the group, a proposition made by Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, to promote the Aftermath Interscope Newcomer. However, due to The Game's disloyalty in the eyes of 50 Cent, he was soon removed from the group. In April 2008, 50 Cent revealed Young Buck was no longer a part of the group due to his excessive spending and inconsistent behavior. In early 2014, after Yayo and 50 Cent separately stated G-Unit was no more, the original members of the group reconciled and reunited at Summer Jam 2014, along with Young Buck after his 6-year departure from the group. G-Unit Records rapper Kid Kid was also added to the group upon its reformation. The Game would not appear, as 50 Cent has previously stated on several occasions that he would never bury the hatchet with the Game. History, early years and rise to fame. The group's founding members, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo all grew up in the same neighborhood rapping together. 50 Cent signed to Interscope Records. Due to the success of his commercial debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin, he was granted his own record label. This was when G-Unit Records was created. The group continued to work hard and released several mixtape series which earned them a lot of attention in the rap industry. The most prominent of these being 50 Cent is The Future, God's Plan, No Mercy, No Fear and Automatic Gunfire. G-Unit has also started a mixtape series with their DJ Who Kid, called G-Unit Radio. G-Unit gained more popularity when a remix to 50 Cent's PIMP was released, featuring Snoop Dogg and G-Unit. But before the group had a chance to record its debut album, Tony Yayo was sentenced to prison for a gun possession charge as well as bail jumping. During Tony Yayo's prison sentence, 50 Cent signed Tennessee-based rapper Young Buck to G-Unit Records and subsequently added him to the group. In 2003, the group's debut album Beg for Mercy was released. However, while the album was being recorded, Tony Yayo was sentenced to jail on charges of gun possession. Therefore, he only makes 2 appearances. Both were pre-recorded tracks. His face is seen on the brick wall of the album cover because he could not be photographed on account of his jail sentence. Beg for Mercy went on to sell 2.3 million copies in the US and 4 million copies worldwide. The only guest appearances on the album were R&B singers Joe and Butch Cassidy. The album's production was handled by high-profile producers such as High Tech, Dr. Dre and Scott Storch, among several others. 50 Cent also served as the album's executive producer. West Coast rapper The Game was originally placed into G-Unit by Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine of Interscope Records. Their plan was to market The Game as a devotee, or a card-carrying member of 50 Cent's camp. However, after a while, tensions began to rise between The Game and 50 Cent. 50 Cent claimed that The Game was being disloyal to the group because he did not want to get involved with the feuds with Fat Joe, Nas, and Jadakiss, even going as far as to say that he wished to work with them. 50 Cent also felt that he did not receive proper credit for co-writing most of the songs on Game's debut album The Documentary. Second album and Ascension. On April 7, 2008, in an interview with Shanna Levist on New York's Hot 97 Fathoms, 50 Cent stated that Young Buck was no longer a member of G-Unit, but was still signed to G-Unit Records. 50 Cent cited problems involving excessive spending and Young Buck's public claim to not being paid royalty checks. 50 Cent also made claims of inconsistent behavior from Young Buck, such as appearing on stage with his former Cash Money label mate Lil Wayne, then seemingly dissing him on records with G Unit. Their second album, TOS, Terminate on Sight, was released on July 1, 2008. While the album was being recorded, internal conflicts arose between Young Buck and 50 Cent, which resulted in Young Buck being kicked out of the group, but still signed to G Unit Records. Young Buck still appeared on songs previously recorded with the group, but was credited as a featured artist. As of August 8, 2008, the album had sold 185,000 copies in the United States. Along with Young Buck, reggae singer Mavado appears on the album, while production came from Swizz Beatz, Street Radio, Thar Business, Rick Rock and Polo Da Don, among several others. Resurgence. On February 20, 2014, Tony Yayo stated 50 Cent ain't rocking with him, and that G Unit is over. He also announced his retirement from music, stating too much stress. I flew the world already. Dropped an album. Time to try new things and the unit not together. Fuck it. Then, after what seemed like condescending comments about Lloyd Banks and Yayo in multiple interviews, on April 25, 2014, 50 Cent said that due to the recent inside fighting, G Unit is currently dismantled. However, on June 1, 2014, G Unit reunited at the 21st Annual Hip Hop Fest Summer Jam with 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, Young Buck, and G Unit's newest member, Kid Kid. The following day, G Unit released a song titled Now I'm Talking 'Bout, a remix of HS87's Grind in My Whole Life, making their comeback official. On June 3, 2014, G Unit released a remix to Canadian rapper Drake's 0 to 100, retitling the song Real Quick. On June 4, 2014, 50 Cent announced they were working on a studio album and revealed plans to release it by late November 2014. On June 12, 2014, G Unit continued their release of new music with a remix of American singer Trey Songz' Ordinary. On June 16, 2014, G Unit released a song titled They Talked About Jesus. The song, which only features verses from Banks, Buck and Yayo, heavily samples Tears, by East Coast hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan. On June 17, 2014, G Unit premiered the music video for Now I'm Talking 'Bout. On June 25, 2014, 50 Cent announced they would be releasing a mixtape prior to the album. On June 27, 2014, G Unit released a remix to Jeremy's Don't Tell 'Em. Other ventures, clothing line. The G Unit clothing company was established in 2003, when 50 Cent teamed up with Mark Echo, to create a line of clothing and accessories inspired by 50 Cent and fellow members of G Unit. G Unity Foundation. G Unit has founded G Unity Foundation Incorporated, a public foundation that provides grants to non-profit organizations that focus on improving the quality of life for low-income and underserved communities. Controversies. The Game. In early 2005, a feud between The Game and G Unit began. Even before The Game's first album was released and their feud became public, there was tension between The Game and 50 Cent. Soon after the documentary's release, 50 Cent felt that the rapper was disloyal for saying he did not want to participate in G Unit's feud with other rappers, and even wanting to work with artists with whom G Unit were feuding, such as Nas and Jadakiss. 50 Cent also claimed that he was not getting his proper credit for the creation of the album. He also claimed that he wrote 5 of the songs, but The Game denied that. During that dispute, a member of The Game's entourage was shot after a confrontation at the Hot 97 studio in New York City. After the situation between them escalated, 50 Cent and The Game held a press conference to announce their reconciliation. Fans had mixed feelings as to whether the rappers created a publicity stunt to boost the sales of the 2 albums the pair had just released. Nevertheless, even after the situation had apparently deflated, G Unit continued to feud with The Game, who responded during a performance at Summer Jam and launched a boycott of G Unit called G-Unnote. The phrase G-Unnote is a pun on the group's name, and a pejorative term to refer to the group. It is short for G-Unot. 50 Cent has since registered the Giano trademark for himself, which has in turn prevented the game from using it anymore. After the performance at Summer Jam, the game responded with 300 Bars and Run-In, an extended track aimed at G Unit as well as members of Roc-A-Fella Records on the mixtape You Know What It Is Volume 3. 50 Cent responded through his Piggy Bank music video, which features the game as a Mr. Potato Head doll and also parodies other rivals. Since then both groups continued to attack each other. The game released 2 more mixtapes, Ghost Unit and a mixtape DVD called Stop Snitchin', Stop Lyin'. 50 Cent's rebuttal was Not Rich, Still Lyin', where he mocks the game. In addition, G Unit started to respond on numerous mixtapes and new G Unit member Spider Lock began insulting the game in various songs. The game responded with 240 Bars, a song mainly aimed at Spider Lock, but also addressing Tony Yayo and rap group MOP, and on the song The Funeral 100 Bars. In October 2006, the game extended a peace treaty to 50 Cent, which was not immediately replied to. However, a couple days later, on Power 106, he stated that the treaty was only offered for 1 day. On the game's album, Doctor's Advocate, he claims that the feud is over on a few of the songs. The feud seemed to have gained steam after Tony Yayo allegedly slapped the 14-year-old son of Zara Entertainment CEO, Jimmy Iovine. The game responded with Body Bags on his mixtape, You Know What It Is Volume 4. G Unit have released a song named We On Samat %, which is aimed at Zara Entertainment as well as Cameron and Fat Joe. In June 2010 Game expressed that he would not object to a G Unit reunion. After the G Unit reunion idea circulated around the internet, a Facebook group was launched to help encourage the G Unit comeback. Ja Rule. Before signing with Interscope Records, 50 Cent had been in disputes with rapper Ja Rule and his label Murder Incorporated. Records 50 Cent claimed that the feud began in 1999 after Ja Rule spotted him with a man who took his chain. However, Ja Rule claimed the conflict stemmed from a video shoot in Queens because 50 Cent did not like Ja Rule getting so much love from the neighborhood. A confrontation occurred in a New York studio where rapper Black Child, a Murder Incorporated artist, stabbed 50 Cent, which resulted in him having 3 stitches. Since the stabbing, Black Child made a diss towards 50 Cent, called You the Wankster. In the song, Black Child talks about shooting 50 Cent, stabbing him, and other things. I got a lot of living to do before I die, and I ain't got time to waste, shoot this at % in his face. How you call yourself Ferrari, you don't ride like me, and da hood every day ready to die like me. Cadillac Tar can also be heard dissing 50 Cent, on Snitchin' Da Club. The exchange of insult tracks released from both parties culminated into Ja Rule releasing Blood in My Eye, which was an album that mostly insulted 50 Cent. Ja Rule eventually tried to squash the feud with 50 Cent by using Minister Louis Farrakhan in a televised interview. However, the attempt at peace lost credibility as the interview was scheduled a day before Blood in My Eye was released. As a result, most fans, along with 50 Cent, dismissed the interview as a blatant publicity stunt. Because of the ongoing feud between the two, 50 Cent's label mates Eminem, Dr. Dre, Obi Trice, D12 and Busta Rhymes have also become involved and have also released tracks which insult Ja Rule. Ja Rule later released a ULE with the successful single, New York, featuring Jadakiss and Fat Joe, in which Ja Rule took subliminal shots at 50 Cent. This single prompted 50 Cent to enter a feud with the two featured artists. Although it seemed that the feud was over, Ja Rule returned with a track entitled 21 Guns. In response, Lloyd Banks and 50 Cent released the track Return of Ja Fool on Lloyd Banks' mixtape Mo Money in the Bank. 4, Gang Green Season Starts Now. In an interview with MTV, Ja Rule has stated that his new album, The Mirror, will not be continuing any past feuds that he has engaged in. He said, "There was a lot of things I wanted to say, and I didn't want there to be any bitter records on the album. Because I'm not bitter about anything that happened in the past few years." Fat Joe. 50 Cent pointed out that Fat Joe painted a target on himself for partnering up with Ja Rule in a song where Ja Rule insulted 50 Cent. 50 Cent recorded the track Piggy Bank in which he attacked Fat Joe. Fat Joe responded with a track entitled My Fofo, and although he said that he would not respond, he made 3 more tracks, Massacre of 50, Victim, and Whip Your Head. 50 Cent and Tony Yayo took more shots at him on I Run NY. Even though things died down, at the 2005 MTV Video Music Awards, Fat Joe mentioned that all of the police presence in the venue was courtesy of G Unit, which related to his lyrical accusations that 50 Cent was a snitch. 50 Cent and Tony Yayo retaliated on set later in the show at the end of their performance by shouting obscenities towards Fat Joe and Terror Squad, which were censored by MTV. Tony Yayo claimed Fat Joe ran from them at the VMAs. Also, Pistol Pete appeared on the game's Stop Snitchin', Stop Lyin' DVD and disrespected Tony Yayo, Chris Lighty, and James Cruz and claims he chased Tony Yayo near a jewelry store. Lloyd Banks, Spider Lock, and Young Buck have also been insulted by Fat Joe. In 2007, the feud was continued in interviews and by affiliates from both parties. The feud has begun once again in 2008 with songs and videos being released from both parties. 50 Cent also released a mixtape entitled Elephant in the Sand, which is a mock title of Fat Joe's album Elephant in the Room. The front and back covers contain photos of Fat Joe on a beach. This wasn't taken lightly by 2 of Fat Joe's closest brothers in MC Lyrical Master C and Grandmaster T, who had previously collaborated with 50 Cent on his hit record Money in the Bank. After the death of Chris Lighty, the beef between 50 Cent and Fat Joe ended and they eventually collaborated. It's unclear whether that will extend to G Unit. Cameron, a feud between 50 Cent and Cameron began when 50 Cent was on Hot 97 giving an interview and Cameron called in Karma unregistered trademark. Ron asked 50 Cent whether he had the power to stop records from being released on Koch Records and 50 Cent said that he does in some respects. As the conversation escalated into an argument, 50 Cent called Koch Records the industry graveyard. Cameron pointed out that Jim Jones' newest album sold just as much as Lloyd Banks' album did, despite the fact that Dipset is on an independent label while G Unit is on a major label. 50 Cent took offense to this and said that Lloyd Banks has more money than Lil Wayne and Jim Jones, which makes record sales irrelevant. Cameron became upset and rebutted 50 Cent's statements. Most notably, he brought up the poor record sales of the Mobb Deep album, Blood Money. Eventually the debate became so heated that the radio station was forced to end the call. On February 9, 2007, the video of 50 Cent's funeral music premiered on DJ K-Slay's MySpace. The video attacked the leader of Dipset. This is not seen as an attack on other members of Dipset, as 50 Cent says from now on, Jimmy's the boss of Dipset. And Joe Altz is the capo. Cam is demoted to soldier. We like Jimmy better anyway. At the end of the video, there is a poster showing a fictional drawing of Cameron with a gun saying 50 Cent on the burial, along with his date of death. Being February 8 when the video was released. Cameron recently responded with a track called Curtis titled after 50 Cent's first name. Cameron doesn't state too much, other than claiming he enjoys 50 Cent's shoutouts to Dipset members Joe Altz, Santana and Jim Jones, then goes on to discuss Santana's and Jim Jones' sales on their recent albums. 50 Cent and Young Buck made the song Hold On together with a video in which 50 Cent takes shots at Cameron. Cameron responded with Curtis Point 2, which he shot a video for. Discography. Beg for Mercy, TAOSTBA, Awards, Vibe Awards, 2004, Best Group. References. External links. Official G Unit site, G Unit at All Music, G Unity Foundation.